What's going on, YouTubers and Mopar people? This is Mopar Man 1978. Out here on a little bit of a chilly day. Wind's blowing, so I apologize for if you hear the wind blowing in the background. But wanted to talk about a fuel system upgrade I did on the Folks' 96 XJ Jeep Cherokee Sport. As you can see here, you got this massive factory replacement filter. It's got 3/8 inlet and 5/16 outlet on it. Way overkill for that Jeep. So I was doing some research. I went online looking for a filter that was preferably the same length, a little bit longer than the factory filter / replacement filters, and that was not as bulky, nowhere near as bulky, not as fat, fat and whatnot. And come across a Wix. This, even though this is a micro guard, O'Reilly's never seems to keep anything in stock. I call them O'Reilly. This bulb number here, bulb print number 33233, is the exact same number for the Wix, because it says right here replaces Wix. I made sure that this is the same number that Wix uses, and then you got the other numbers here that interchange with, that have the same filter, size filter. Anyway, from time to time, people driving around and they may get low on gas, they got low on funds, or maybe they don't get paid till the next day. Or one thing I noticed, if you live in a really an area with a lot of mountains or hills, really steep hills, like here in the Ozarks. I know people laugh because when we say Ozark Mountains, and people are like, really? We got mountains in Missouri? Anyway, we got some pretty steep inclines on some hills around here. I mean, they're pretty steep, almost like the mountains out in Colorado, stuff like that. But anyway, in some places. But when you get low on gas, and I know that there's going to be somebody out there going, well, you shouldn't be, you should have the funds saved in your account and whatnot, or an extra $20 bill laying around so you can always keep your gas tank filled up. I'm like, well, okay, well, that's fine in a perfect world. I mean, or unless you got money falling out your butt. But when you're like me and you're on a tight budget, and like a lot of other people that watch my video and stuff, maybe you don't get paid for a day or two or whatever, and maybe you're out on the road and you look down, you realize you forgot to put gas in or something, and your light comes on and you've got 2 miles or more to get to the gas station. And with this big bulky filter, and I noticed, because like on hills and stuff, when you get really low on gas, your vehicle can start cutting out because it's kind of starving for fuel. Well, why do you need this gigantic oversized filter? This filter looks like it would go on a dually or a diesel or a some gigantic truck or something. Anyway, we noticed a couple times going up the steep hills around Branson area and whatnot, or down the hill, or when they build curves around in this area, instead of having them flat, the road goes kind of like this a little bit. So when you go around the curves, your vehicle leans. Well, if you're low on gas for a couple split seconds or whatever, you can actually, sorry about the bird in the background. We got chickens and a guinea, and the guinea always decides to wait until I start filming. But anyway, Charlie, shut up. Dumbass bird's name's Charlie. Anyway, and you're not supposed to run it too low, because the fuel system, especially the fuel pump, it could burn it up. And then on top of that, a lot of people don't know that the fuel actually acts as a cooler / lubricant. That's what the fuel does. Going through the pump acts as a lubricant for the internal moving parts of the pump. But anyway, like I said, emergency situations, I figured this would eliminate a lot of stuff. But let's head on over to the Jeep. All right, I'm finally underneath the Jeep. I'm laying upside down, so bear with me. As you can tell, compared to the factory filter, you can see how much narrower and how much shorter the filter is, but yet it's got like three and a half inch tubes that come off each end of the new filter here, and halfway down on the steel line from the filter, it's got a built-in lock ring. That's for putting it on the vehicles that have the little locks that take the special little tool to unlock the locks on here to disengage the fuel filter from the fuel line. Anyway, what I did was, I'm running a new hose anyway. You'll have to, if you've already had the clamp previously clamped down, you'll have to come just past where you originally clamped the hose, cut it off, and then slide the new end of the fuel line, fuel filter I should say, into the hose, and just behind where the lock ring is, you put your clamp on and clamp it down. And like I said, this one here is on each end is about maybe half an inch longer than what the filter is on the inlet and the outlet, but just clamp it down, because this one it also has a 5/16 exit and a 3/8 inlet. And like I said, it's I would say this is probably about 2 and 5/16 wide, maybe, by 3.5 inch long, compared to the big old 4.5 inch by 3.5 inch filter. But anyway, I got the factory clamp that went up here rotted away, so I got 2 big heavy-duty zip ties holding the fuel filter in place. But this should help quite a bit keep more fuel in the lines. Like I said, especially in emergency situations. And this is also a fuel injected high pressure fuel filter, so you don't have to worry about it blowing the pressure, blowing the sealed up areas out on the filter or whatever, it leaking. But I already did the pressure test on it. It's not leaking, and I took it to town yesterday and come back. It works great. So might be an upgrade if you got a Jeep especially an XJ. This is an upgrade that will probably help you out. You know, if you like, maybe with the old fuel filter, it was starving when you're almost completely on E. You're starving for fuel to get to the gas station, you know, with the previous filter, and because it had to fill up all that filter and then all the gas had to go all the way up to the fuel injector. So now this might give you a chance, instead of being stranded alongside the road, to maybe get you down the road with a little bit more gas in the line to get you where you need to go, so you're not stranded out in the middle of nowhere. But anyway, a bunch of different scenarios that this filter can help out with. But anyway, well, now it's not wanting to focus. Hope you enjoyed this video.